9 to noon, ready to go. John Kuhn, Brian Butch, Armin Sarian. Good morning, boys. How we doing?
Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I got hot stuff to talk about here today. No consequence, but they're going to be fun to talk about. Airports, Zorbs, and you're fired.
Okay, I love this.
Where do you want to start?
You're fired.
You're fired. Okay, yesterday on the show, you may recall, I think it was on air, or maybe it was off air. Josh, do you remember if this was on or off air? I told Josh if he didn't remind me to order.
It's off air.
It's an off air conversation.
I said to Josh, I go, if you don't remind me to order this constant power dummy battery for my Sony ZV-1, which powers my camera setup with you guys, because it keeps running out of battery with 20 minutes left in the show. I said, if you don't remind me to order this today, you're fired.
That's
Every hour I want you to say, have you ordered it yet? Have you ordered it yet? Have you ordered it yet?
Did you do it?
Josh was a little bit taken aback. Like, what do I got to be your mom here? You know, you need to order one. I've told you it. I've sent you the link. And the answer is yes. So he starts digging into me right after the show is over. And I then go to the Amazon, like, all right, you got the link? I'll go order it. And I look at it and I see on the name of this dumb thing, it's like Go9, the Go9 dummy battery system, blah, blah. I'm like, that looks familiar. So down to the basement, rummage through all these boxes of cables and stuff.
You have it?
Come back up, take a picture of it. And I go, Prime Now.
He already had it.
You have the thing?
I had it in my basement.
He had already bought it from when I sent him the link 6 months ago.
You're something else, Zabe. I'm telling you, you are something else.
Josh, I'm going to fire you unless you remind me to buy the thing I already bought.
Now.
I literally made the actual thing appear in seconds because it was in my damn basement. Prime Now. I go, Prime Now.
The most Zabe thing.
You are something else.
Was this a thing you had to miss the beginning of 5 Wide for the one day because UPS was dropping it off and you signed for
I
it?
think it might have been
that was a camera.
That was several full frame Sony E-series lenses ago, my friend. That was something else.
Hey, Zabe,
Just a different camera. Cameras and cameras and cameras. Oh my!
what else you got down there that you forgot about?
Oh my God, Armin!
You got some Stretch Armstrongs?
Dark, dirty basement.
Yeah, you might have
This could be
toys,
fun.
forgotten Christmas presents, all kinds of stuff down
Good
there.
summer topic. What's down in the basement?
Oh, I love basements.
Hey, Armin, I told Josh that I have a piece of Chicago Bulls Artifactia sports memorabilia you may want.
Down
or
in the
Laura
basement
may
too?
want.
Yeah.
No, it's right here on my wall.
Speaking of basements and old Bulls, remember the Chicago
What is
Stadium? They used to go down in the basement. Okay, what do you got?
It's a chunk of the Chicago Bulls floor.
From the
frame.
Why does Armin get it?
Yeah. It's not Armin.
Well,
technically
Laura is a
doesn't get
huge
it. Laura gets it.
Laura's
Bulls
a Bulls
fan.
fan, yeah.
But only if you would cherish it and like such a
Nah.
piece of artifact.
We're not the right
Armin
people
just
for that.
gets this thing?
We're
I
not the
know.
right people for that.
We
Kuhn,
can't
would you
bid
want
on
it?
this?
Oh no, I want.
Kuhn, do you want it?
I
Butchie,
think we
you
should
want
bid
it?
Oh,
on
absolutely.
By the way, I said
You
I
would
wanted
like
it.
it?
He goes, so no,
Yes,
you
it'll
don't.
go right back up there.
Is it from the
I
United
have
Center
a
or from
place
the
for it.
Chicago
It will be
Stadium?
shown.
Chicago Stadium or United Center?
Chicago Stadium.
It's from the stadium?
Yeah, I'm taking it.
It's from the stadium?
87 to 1994. It was given to me by a guy who sold suites for the United Center, which replaced it. You can see it's got actual scuff marks and wear marks. It's
And-
been
yeah.
certified
Oh yeah.
by the team itself.
A lot of Converses on that floor.
A lot of Converse.
A lot of Butchie, a lot
Couple
of
Adidas,
squeaker,
Armin.
You can
a
drop
lot
that
of
off
sneaker,
at the
a
house
lot of
anytime.
sneaker squeaks on that floor piece right there.
Cool,
That's a
that's-
nice thing.
Cool that it's red too. The part that was painted by either a Bulls logo or a baseline or something, not just the regular wood.
I've become a floor junkie guy recently because
Really,
Final
Butch?
Four, yeah.
You got a chunk of floor?
Hey,
You're a floor collector?
I never would have seen Butch as a
Hardwood.
collector of anything, especially floors.
So every Final Four, you get these pieces. Now,
Okay,
that's-
Butchie is
that's
holding
not-
up what?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not really from the floor. That's
no,
just
but
extra
I'm
wood.
now really starting to enjoy it. So this is from
That's
Houston
just-
Final
it-
Four.
So
You
it's
might
a
as well
piece.
have a
It's a
snow
piece
globe.
of wood.
You might as
It's
well
a
have
piece
snow-
of wood.
It's a snow globe from the Final Four.
Right.
is what it
It's
is.
not my snow globe, Kuhn. It's something I enjoy. Way to poo hoo hoo it. You know,
No.
I enjoy
Hoo
these.
hoo it or
No,
Poo-poo
poo it.
Poo-hoo it.
He's just saying it's a
There's a lot of
souvenir.
Winnie the Pooh in the house.
He's just saying it's like a souvenir, a memento.
I
But-
bought a piece of the floor from the Bucks win, not just the one they gave away. Like I bought a decent chunk.
They
So
stick
you've got a
together.
chunk of the floor like the one that I have here?
Yeah. You didn't even offer that to me. You were like,
Is
well,
it
give it
framed,
to Armin
Josh?
or
Is it framed?
It's a part of like a glass display. So it's not like in a box, but it's on like a glass display and it says
Okay,
where it was
I
from.
don't
and-
understand. How can it be behind glass if it's not? in
No,
a
it's
box?
not behind glass. It's like on a piece of glass, and the glass is etched, and it says, like the games and the
So you
total
can-
attendance and the
So you can
scores.
touch the floor.
Yes,
Okay.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think sports.
I got it from the Bucks
memorabilia
Pro
is
Shop.
awesome.
It was like, I don't know.
Listen, I was the guy that
Well-
wanted the frozen tundra when I was 10 years old. You could buy a piece
Okay,
of the
question.
Packers tundra and keep it in your
Does
freezer.
anyone have a chunk of the actual frozen tundra?
I was a kid. I did. I mean, that was a thing. They were selling them in
No, but
$10
does-
boxes.
Oh, they were.
They were
Oh,
selling. The
absolutely.
Packers would sell a piece of the
I did
tundra
not know that.
in a $10 box. It would come in a cool box, and the whole thing was keep it in your freezer to keep it cold.
Listen,
It's
if the
the-
Packers can
And my
sell a piece
family
of paper,
friends-
if
and
the
keep it
Packers,
fresh.
if the Packers can sell a piece of paper for $400, Abe, they can sell grass too.
You guys,
And my
I,
family
Well-
friend still has it. Our family.
that's crazy to me because
Still
that's
has
over
it, and
20,
it's still in the freezer.
22, 3, 5 years.
I had
Good
no
stuff. And
idea
it's
they
still-
were
still
chunks of genuine tundra sold
yeah.
and parceled out to fans.
Packers
Do
fans.
they
Oh,
still
yeah.
do this?
Packers
When did they
fans-
last stop doing this?
This was in the 90s, so I don't know if they
Oh,
do
yeah.
it anymore. I mean, think about it. Packers fans will buy dirt. They'll buy. I remember
Well-
begging my dad. He said, I am not paying $10 on dirt. If you want to save up your $10 to buy dirt, I said, it's not dirt, it's the frozen tundra. Like I was trying to tell him, he goes, Armin, they can put any kind of grass and dirt in there. If you want dirt, go to the backyard and dig it up and I'll get you a box. Like
Say,
this was
97.
yeah, 90s. I remember
Right?
this.
97, they started selling it. Sure enough, $10.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding. Some of our really close family friends, there's two people that still have the dirt in their freezer.
Interesting. All right. So now, Kuhn, if I'm not mistaken, you'd have to get a big old Bowie knife and cut that piece out because it's a weave. There's plastic filament that keeps the whole thing bound together, right?
Yes and no. When you run on it, does your feet just rip it up? Yeah, you can rip dirt out of there, no problem. There is no turf woven in there. I mean, there
But
are
I've seen stories about it. It's a 30% synthetic weave that holds it all together now. That's why it stays so much better deep into the winter. Wow, there it is right there.
It doesn't really stay better deep into the winter. Like
Well, better than it used to. No?
I would say no. I would say no.
Okay.
Listen, here's the deal.
Well, they do it for a reason.
Do they? Do they, Zabe? Do they do it for a reason? Do they play on slit, synthetic fields for a reason? What would that reason be? So they don't have to mow the grass, so they don't have to change the field so often? What's the reason for that? Because all it does is tear up knees and ankles. Do they do it for a reason?
Yes, because it keeps the field from disintegrating because it's 30% synthetic.
What do you mean
fibers.
disintegrating? What do you mean disintegrating? Is it just going to
Why do I have to explain disintegrating to you?
Because I think there's
big
a
grown ass
here.
men like yourself and Reggie White and others dig their cleats in. They move their 300 pounds one direction and then change directions, and it digs up the grass and the dirt and creates divots and chunks and everything else. You should know this as a golfer, for God's sakes. So then you got to
Speaking of
fill that in.
Don't
You got to
you-
compact it
Do
again.
you think this
okay?
doesn't
I'm
happen?
explaining it to you. Do you want
It
me to, you want to
happens
explain it or
anyways.
not?
It happens.
Or you just want to argue with me? You want to learn something today, turf boy? So these big divots and these ruts that
I'll
develop
tell
in
you
a
the truth.
football
I
field.
haven't seen one synthetic fiber in. If it makes up 30%, why haven't I seen one synthetic fiber? Not one. I haven't seen one. Thing that looks like a fishing line. I haven't seen one thing that looks like a fake blade of grass. I haven't seen one thing that looks like a sewing needle and thread. I haven't seen any of it.
Well, you have to talk to an agriculturalist or a horticulturalist or an agronomist.
Yeah.
You get the indication that John is passionate about real grass, Zabe.
Well,
I
guess so.
love
I'm-
how much you guys are getting passionate.
I'm
about
gonna-
this
I'm gonna do
debate.
everything I
I
can.
just find it funny. I find it funny that Kuhn believes they're doing it for no reason. They're not doing it for
Right,
no
there's
reason.
gotta be
They're
a
doing it
reason.
I
because
never
it's
said they
effective
were
and it
doing-
works.
I never said they
Just-
were doing it for no reason. I was saying I'm not quite
You
sure this synthetic hybrid whatever grass that they have here is actually what you think it is. I don't think it's actual turf woven in with the grass. I think it's underneath the ground to try and keep the soil from moving.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's the disintegrating part I was talking about. The root structure of the grass in the soil. Big men cleats. Okay, never mind.
Okay, I can't.
Can we
take
talk
anymore.
about airports for a second?
No, we can't.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you.
Breaking 5 Wide news: the PGA Tour has agreed to merge with Live Golf.
Wow.
Get out of here.
This is good.
Are you
This,
sure? Here?
according to CNBC.
And Joe Pompliano.
So
Wow.
the PGA Tour made this announcement on Twitter. The PGA Tour DP World Tour.
Phil
and
Mickelson
PIF
just
announced-
2 minutes ago retweeted the story. Awesome day today. Smiley emoji. Wow.
This is awesome.
So
This
Liv,
is awesome.
Liv takes a victory
The
lap in this. Is that what Liv
PGA
basically?
Tour, the DP World Tour,
and
and
PIF.
Live Golf have agreed to merge to form a new commercial entity to unify golf. So, in other words, they were staring down the barrel at suing each other for years and years and years and years, and then said, "You know what? Let's all get along."
Mm-hmm.
So Liv is happy they
Wow.
brought PGA to their knees, basically.
And what does this do? This more than anything gives now points, right? So that majors are open and those sorts of things. Is that I know it just broke, but that's the big thing, right?
It's a good question, Butch. I mean, that's the big thing. I mean, this literally just broke. I don't know.
There's not many details
details.
yet. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
On-
no. But
on
I
what
think,
it's going
I
to
think
actually
that was
mean.
the core of that, right? So now you could have live players, be able to qualify for U.S. Opens without having to actually play like U.S. Open qualifiers. Those sorts of things was my understanding, which was one of the bigger
Chuck
issues.
Garbeating's so pissed off right now.
This is
So is
Someone
this
check
is
on
one
Chuck.
of
So
the.
is Steve Zabin.
Can we get an
I-
APB
I
out on
am-
Chuck? Chuck,
I
are
am-
you alive? Text me if you are, please.
I am gobsmacked at this right
Right,
now.
I know you are.
This is truly one of the most stunning things ever.
Why?
Are you kidding
Why?
me?
This was the AFL, NFL.
Because they had, different.
Brooks
Because you're
Koepka
ta-
just won a major. They're gaining steam. They might not be watched on the weekends the way the PGA Tour is, but they have some guys that can ball, and we want to see the ballers play against the other ballers.
Yeah, but how long
So
did Live exist?
So Koepka gets to keep his $150 million signing bonus and go back to
Yeah.
playing whatever tour events he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
not?
it's pretty
The
impressive
question
that this all
becomes how-
happened with Live only existing for 2 years. I think
Yeah.
that's the big difference, John, is that this wasn't a buyout of the PGA saying, all right, before this gets any bigger, we're going to buy this and just absorb it. This is a merger with
Yeah.
the PGA and a company that's existed since 2021 as their
Well,
competitor.
I can't
Well,
believe this.
when-
This deal would
you get
combine
major
the
winners.
PGA Tour and Live Golf commercial businesses and rights.
Rights. Into a new yet to be named profit company. The agreement includes DP World Tour, also known as the European PGA Tour.
Yeah.
So both tours will still exist, and then there'll be a third tour. Is that what I'm understanding, or is it all going to be just one?
No, they're going to combine their commercial businesses into a new yet to be named for profit company. What tournaments exist, we don't know yet, I guess, John, to answer your question. But it's going to be one company. So they're merging, right?
Steve, are you all right?
He's not all right. And I'm
And
telling
this
you
is the
exactly
problem.
why
So
he's
I
not all right.
argued with him about turf. Now Live in PGA. Steve, have yourself a bourbon. It doesn't matter if it's 9:15 in the morning. You need
So
a
is this all this is about is a victory lap for the Live guys?
This
And
is
the Live
about
people.
money. It always has been. Money always wins. It's sad.
The
It
fans don't
sucks.
win in this.
I hate it.
Golf doesn't
But
win.
money always wins.
Why doesn't golf win?
What is bad about this?
Because
Why
it-
does golf lose here? Why do the fans
I'm
lose?
not
The
here?
only,
Because
the
no
only
one-
people that
Saying
lose
nothing
in this
but money.
case, Kuhn, the only people that lose are the traditionalists that hated everything that Live was about.
But that's
and
what
wanted
golf
golf
fan-
to stay what it was. No,
That's
no,
what golf
how,
fans
did
are.
they, how did they even lose, Josh? How does a traditionalist
Ask
lose?
Mopey Steve Zabin.
Are they going to
Ask
change
Mopey Steve
are they
Zabin,
gonna-
who's so
this-
mad because he's a traditionalist. That's the reason why he didn't like Live. He didn't like the fact that it wasn't, that
The
it
boombox
a
and
shotgun
short
start and-
circuit added nothing
See,
to
exactly.
the world of golf.
Exactly.
The
boombox
shotgun
and shorts.
starting, hey, there's music. It's such trash. Not a single
Traditionalist.
one of their innovations has been adopted by any other tour, by any other organizational body.
And that's fine. That's just
None of
how
the
they
major
do
tournaments
business.
said, no major tournament, Kuhn said, oh, shotgun start, great idea. We're going to do that. No. At least the ABA, which introduced the 3-point shot, Butchie, had a good idea. And the NBA said, you know what? I think we'll do that. They're a junk tour funded by Saudi money, and they have won. Almost like Walter White when he called home after blowing up Gus Fring. And his wife said, what happened? And he just said, I won. Wow. This is amazing. Poor Rory McIlroy, who fought so furiously to save the PGA Tour and to not go over and take those easy live dollars. Now I know why he bailed out of Hilton Head. He was all pissed off. He saw this coming down the pipe and he's like,
holes? Do you think the PGA Tour is going to go to shotgun starts now? Do you think
we don't know?
They're not. They're not. This is just to bring the Liv's name up, the Liv's brand up, and everything's just going to look like golf as usual.
So what
The
benefit
Liv
is
might-
the PGA for this? What? Okay, let's just talk through this. What benefit is
Oh,
Right.
I'm
The PGA?
sure they're going to get a
Here-
little scrun. I'm sure
Thank
they're
you.
going to get a
That's
little
it.
They're going
Right.
to get money. They're going to get
Here's
money.
So
what
who
I think-
loses?
But what are they going to sacrifice?
Somebody tell me a
Their
loser.
soul.
What is
Okay,
what is the
here's what I
PGA Tour
think-
Go
sacrificing,
ahead,
John?
Jay, 'cause
Their
we're
soul.
talking about
here's
this
what I think happened. The Live guys said, look, you could sue us, we can sue you, we can waste this money on lawyers. We're the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We have infinity money. And when we're out of money, we'll pull more money out of the sand in oil. It will just make more. So look, here is a huge check, and they slide the check across the table to Jay Monahan. Right, Butchie, you feel me on this one?
No,
They slide it across and they say, how does this number look to you, for you, PGA Tour, to allow our little boombox and short circuit with its 15 events globally in places you don't go to, Singapore, Australia, exist and have some, rights with our players to then play your tour? How about this amount of money to allow us to fit in this part of your calendar that doesn't compete with your prized properties like Jack's tournament last week or Bay Hill or the majors? How does this check look? And that's when Jay Monahan and the lawyers for the tour probably said, oh, wait a minute. And I bet you that number began with a B, billion.
No, easily.
How's that sound for a theory?
So my question is, how about Rory, Tiger, all these guys that were given a chance to get all this money? How do you make up for that? For them being loyal to you? That's the question, and that's a problem the PGA is going to
It's
have.
not just about the money.
Oh.
They're the ones that are
Oh, it's
embarrassed
always
now with egg on their face. Well, it's a lot about money. I agree, but they're the ones that have they were trying to stick up for the PGA honor nobility, values, and now they're the ones that were basically told, you know what, the money they were offered is more important than the fight you guys had for us. For the
I said
PGA.
every single one of
That's-
us
it was- didn't
would have
take
gone
long
to
from the
Live
cave.
and taken the money. And now the PGA Tour is just proving me right. Every single
No,
person.
it doesn't prove you right that I would have gone because they took the money. That proves you right that I would have gone. No,
All
it
right,
doesn't.
Would you have played on tour for 20 million when you could make 200 million on the Live Tour?
I don't know. I would have made that decision, but you can't say I would have done that. You can't say that.
I don't know.
So now that Koepka and DJ are going to be playing 5 regular tour events, the good ones that they like, plus 4 majors and a bunch of boombox and shorts tour events, are you going to watch any boombox and shorts tour events on the CW?
No.
No.
Just like
You're gonna
nobody
wait
watched
for-
Live, right?
Right.
They just
Right,
don't have to hear
so-
people fighting anymore about their sport. Now they can focus on golf again.
100%
That's the one.
right.
That's the one advantage for golf fans is they can focus on the golf again, probably. And
Right, but what golf? That's my big thing.
Sure,
is
it's a
that
good
do
question.
they implement any changes?
that's a good question.
Does the PGA Tour adopt any changes, any of the things that Liv
No,
was doing?
No.
No. 'Cause
So
they have no
everything,
good
the
ideas.
whole way
They have
of
no good
Liv
ideas.
golf
There's
goes
nothing
away.
wrong, Josh, with golf the way it was.
Yes,
Not a
I
damn
know you
thing
feel
wrong
that
with
way. I know that you, as
I
a
know that
traditionalist and lover of golf, feel that way. But I'm saying that you're telling me right now that they're going to combine. They're merging. They're not being bought out. They're merging, and yet nothing is going to be absorbed from Liv.
No,
Besides
Liv's going
their
to be able
money.
to. They're still going to.
All the details
they'll
are
get
still-
to do their tour. They'll still get to do their tour, their events. They'll get to market these big name players. Brooks Koepka, who just won a major, they'll be able to put him front and center in front of people, and then these players will get to do what they want to. There won't be any fighting, bickering between the two. Yeah, I don't see why this is a bad thing.
Maybe it
All right,
won't
it
be.
didn't pay
Maybe
off.
these people overreacted, but it does look like it does make the PGA look like caving losers today, and the live tour people get their victory lap. So
Yeah, the righteous
How about
Jay
Greg
Monahan going on with Jim Nance talking about this, the 9/11 families and how dare these
Right.
guys take this money and whatever. He looks like a complete tool, but he's still the CEO of the PGA Tour.
hey, don't look
he's a
don't look
rich
now.
tool.
Novak lost the first set. Don't look now. I wish somebody called it yesterday. It's not over yet. though.
So who's Novak? Who's Novak playing?
He's playing Karan Kachanov, the ethnic Armenian guy that plays for Russia.
That was a nice transition
Nice.
to tennis you had.
Thank
there.
you. I had to get it in quick because I knew we were almost done. If I wasn't going to get it in, and Djokovic is probably going to
You
come
only
back and
have
win.
3 hours to get it in.
Yeah,
Don't
but
worry
Joe-
about
Yeah, we're
it.
Joker's-
focusing
Don't
on
worry.
this epic news in golf, but
I
here's
just
a tennis update.
just giving a quick score update because Joker's probably going to come back, and I have this
My
my one
fingernails
chance.
grew over the last 20 minutes too. Just to let everybody know.
And
Wow.
Kenny Wallace
I
quit.
can't get 1
Kenny
second
Wallace-
about golf of tennis. Go ahead, Kenny
I know.
Wallace.
And Kenny Wallace quit Fox doing NASCAR because he said he hates airports. He says, quote, it's filth. It's filth. It's everyone thinking about themselves. I'm pissed all the time. I despise airports. So he's like, I'm out. All right. Boys, eventful morning. Good luck the rest of the day. And we will talk to you tomorrow.
All right,
Josh,
boys.
great job as always. Thanks for listening, and we will see you tomorrow.